One consistent theme among Community Coalition for Concerned Citizens is the desire for a parish president who understands leadership, who knows how to unite people, and to be the president of the whole parish. To you, what is at the heart of such leadership, and on what occasions in your life have you demonstrated it?
I think leadership is the ability to not look at the person who has the problem, and to look at their problem, not judge them, and fix it. And to go across any boundary, across any line, and pull anyone together to deliver the solution to that problem. It means not looking East Bank or West Bank, not looking Garyville or LaPlace or black and white. We have to be able to look at this parish as a whole, as our problems, as St. John's problems, not District 1s, not District 7s, not the West Banks. Because if we lift up every segment of our community, as a result, we all move up. In the past, we've concentrated on certain areas of our parish. For example, we have a commercial overlay district in St. John. It's why Belterre Boulevard looks so nice. Well, that commercial overlay district with its rules is not applied to the river road on either side of the river. So we're obviously saying that those two river roads and their commercial establishments don't need to look nice. They don't need to be cleaned up. They do. Because if we lift all segments of our community up, every portion of St. John Parish, we all get better. So being a leader is not looking at people in groups or communities or segments. It's looking at them as people with real problems and wiping away all prejudices or politics and coming up with a solution. And some examples of that was during Hurricanes Gustav and Ike. St. John has a tremendous population that we in government call the Carless Society. It's those people that don't have the means to get out ahead of a storm. And we developed a plan that successfully evacuated over almost 1,000 residents of St. John out of St. John, and we got them back safely. We had a million other things to do, but we had to develop a plan quickly to deliver the services that were needed so that the people of St. John could all be taken care of, and when we got back, we could all recover and make St. John a better place. Is primarily African American, is to stop thinking of this parish as separated by two different groups. At the end of the day, we all drive on the same roads, we all use the same sewer system and drink the same water. And so we have to make sure that we improve every segment of our society. One place to start, and it's so obvious that some areas of our parish have been ignored for years by several administrations, is focusing on cleaning up blight in many areas throughout St. John. And what blight is when we allow our government and our code enforcement to ignore areas and allow them to fall apart, which degrades property values and robs people of their investment. It robs our citizens of their investment in their homes. And so we have to concentrate first in cleaning up the blight so that people are proud of where they live. They're creating and proud of the community that they live in. St. John just received funding from the state to complete its fourth phase of our land use plan. Our land use plan has 4 phases. This final phase has a transportation element, a hurricane element, a flood protection element. But it's important that after we finish this 4th phase, that we bring the council together, we adopt this land use plan as the parish's master comprehensive plan, so that planning and zoning decisions run with a 20 and 50-year outlook. They run through that filter. They don't run through the daily political filter. They run through how does this decision affect us in 50 years. But in addition to bringing the council to the table, we have to bring our planning and zoning department to the table. We have to bring our zoning board of adjustments to the table. We have to provide education to those members of the boards that sit on these boards appointed by council members so that they understand that their decisions are not decisions for today. Their decisions are decisions for the next 20, 30, 50 years. And so we need to look to our neighbors. We need to adopt our land use plan as a master plan, respect it as law, so that our planning and zoning decisions have a little less politics associated with them and a lot more vision and a lot more future attached to them. so that St. John looks the way we want it to look in 50 years, as opposed to what's been happening, where we look at a decision today that was made 20 years ago and wish it had been made differently.
Thank you, Mr.
Well, as a fellow young adult, I would tell them that they have an opportunity to be part of the next chapter of St. John, and that their future, St. John's future, starts today. We have an opportunity right now, handed to us by factors that we couldn't control, to start anew and to begin creating the community that we all want, and that abandoning it won't do. That for the first time, we're redeveloping our historic areas that for years people pointed to and said, you know, we ought to do something with that. For the first time, we're tearing down blighted structures. We have $4 billion of investment that just completed a marathon with a large company looking right now to locate later this year in St. John Parish. Nucor Steel is looking 15 miles up the road in St. James, and Valero is about to expand again. The big business recognizes the potential here. We have the best talent. We have NFL football players that came from St. John Parish, and I would tell that person to give St. John a chance, to stay here and be part of the future, be part of the next generation of St. John Parish, because it's time for a new generation of leadership to take over St. John Parish's future and to create the future that we can. First of all, I think that in order to gain, keep, and earn the public trust, you have to have a life that people have learned to respect. They've grown to love, and they know that you are inside and out a good person. And that takes community involvement. That takes facing the people on a day-to-day basis, going to them, answering their questions, and being held accountable every day with every decision and every vote if you're a council member, and every recommendation if you're the administration to the council. Administratively, what can be done is to introduce full disclosure laws where appointed members of our administration have to fully disclose all of their income sources, all of their employment, all of their business relationships. We can implement full transparency measures where contracts are posted online. We can open up the process of the budgeting. We can open up the process of all of our public hearings by increasing public involvement. And I think that's the greatest check on government. And we're seeing this nationwide right now, that the government is being checked by the people, because the people are paying attention, they're vocalizing their opinions, and they're deciding the direction they want their government to go. But you also earn the public trust with results. You earn the public trust by delivering on promises, and so that the public trust you not only not to be corrupt, but trust you to deliver on what you've told them. And we have people up here that are running for office that have been there, and they've promised, and they've intended, and they've desired, and they've told that they're going to do this and that. And then we have some candidates that have proven records of results, solving problems, and delivering solutions to the people. And that is how you build the public trust. Brick by brick, mortar by mortar, until you build the foundation of public trust in all that the government does, because you can pass a policy, you can pass a law, and you can implement an ordinance, just like the master plan, like Ms. Robotham said. But if it's not followed through, and if the people don't believe, they don't trust the decisions you're making, and that you're going to follow through on them, all of those laws are worthless. Well, the campaign's just getting started. Who dat, and happy Mardi Gras. But the issues that haven't been paid attention to, first of all, are all the issues, because the voters are just starting to become engaged in the process. They're just starting to remember that there is an election on March 27th. But if I had to pick one issue that hasn't gotten enough attention, I would say it's the results of what's happening now. It's the cooperation that the council and the administration have done to successfully execute over $100 million in capital improvement projects It is the fact that the Laplace water is clean. It's the fact that we are expanding our sewer treatment capacity so that we can handle the next 20 years of growth. It's the fact that we're investing $8 million right now, not a promise, not a plan, a reality, in our water system so that we have enough clean water for the next 15 years. It's the fact that we are delivering on promises of the West Bank Park Complex. We're building a gym. The ground will be broken this fall on a gym that the public has heard about for over 10 years.